Hey guys, what's going on? It's your big dreamer and doer, G Dinero, coming to you today with another Money Monday. This time we're going to be talking about the debasement trade, the same one that everyone is talking about right now, from Mohammed El-Arian to JP Morgan to James at Invest Answers to Pomp to James Lavish, right? A lot of people talking about this debasement trade. So today we're going to break it down and see what it means for you. But first, remember, none of this is tax, financial, legal, investment advice. It's your buddy G Dinero helping you increase your financial literacy to help put you and your family on that path to financial freedom. So with no further ado, let's dig right in. Money. Awesome. So this is the inspiration right here, and this comes from Mohammed El-Arian. He was talking about that on CNBC. JP Morgan analysts are calling the favoring of gold and Bitcoin the debasement trade, right? And he breaks it down that it reflects a combination of factors, blah, 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 blah. You can read all of that. You can pause and read it if you'd want to. My additional inspiration came from James Lavish's The Informationist. And I think I put the link, right there. If you'd like to subscribe to it, I highly, highly recommend it. I have learned an absolute ton from James Lavish over the last 2.5 years of following him. Everything from understanding what yields mean when it comes to bonds to this debasement trade right here to what's going on with QE and QT and all of the, when they raise the rates, lower the rates, all these different things, right? He breaks down all these big macro factors, and it's really, really helped me learn. So James, if you're listening to this, thank you for all of your help on kind of taking me under your wing and helping me to learn some of these things along the way. So he wrote about it, the debasement trade, in this week's Informationist. Go check it out. You can subscribe to it at jameslavish.com. It is a paid newsletter, but I think it's only like a couple $100 a year, and it's well worth it. At least I've gotten 10 times that value out of it. So here's the harsh reality when we're talking about this debasement trade. A dollar's worth, right? The purchasing power of the US dollar. I'm going to show this a couple of different ways. But the purchasing power has dropped dramatically. If you go back to when the Fed was founded in 1913, basically a dollar in 1913 has the same buying power as $26 in 2020. Put a different way, in 2020, for $1, you could get a McDonald's coffee. That's it. A McDonald's coffee, which I know we could get into an argument which one's better, McDonald's or Dunkin' or Starbucks. I'm not getting into that argument, but you could also get 30 Hershey's chocolate bars back in 1913 with your $26.14, right? So that just kind of puts it into perspective that the dollar has lost a dramatic amount of its value. And you see that accelerate, right? In 1970, it dropped from $6.39 down to $1. So it's just continued to accelerate once we came off the gold standard. And the thing is, this is only up through 2020. It's gotten a lot worse since then. A lot worse, right? This is how bad. So this chart goes all the way out till July of this year. This comes from Bitbo, BITBO. Bitbo BTC. They have a whole series of different charts. So this says if a dollar was worth 100% back in 1913, that today it's worth 3% of max CPI. Basically, it's lost 97 to 98% of its value. Put a different way, a dollar is worth 3 cents right now. $10 is worth 30 cents right now. $100 is worth $3 right now. $1,000 is worth $30 right now. $10,000 is worth $300 right now. $100,000 is worth $3,000 right now. And finally, $1 million would only be worth $30,000 if you had just held $1 million cash since 1913. Okay, this does not account for if it's invested into assets. We're going to talk about that here in a moment. This just shows you that this sucker has lost virtually all of its value, all but the last 3%. Okay, so what is debasement? What does that mean? Debasement is the action or process of reducing the quality or value of something, just like the dollar is losing its quality or value over time. What is currency debasement? Currency debasement, by definition, is the reduction of a currency's intrinsic value, historically by mixing precious metals with less valuable ones, or actually historically they also used to clip coins, and in modern times by excessively increasing the money supply. Simply put, governments around the world, they're printing money like drunken sailors, which makes your cash worth less or worthless, depending on how you look at it, right? So what's the trade, this debasement trade that everybody's talking about? It's moving your money or your store of value into hard assets that cannot be printed away by desperate governments. That's what it means, is you're basically saying, I'm taking cash, which I know is debasing, it's devaluing like it's going out of style, and I'm moving that cash into things that cannot be printed away by desperate governments. They cannot be devalued by desperate governments. So gold and Bitcoin fit this narrative. Gold is limited by geology and extraction costs, whereas Bitcoin is limited by its protocol. It's 21 million coins forever. That's it. It's a fixed release schedule. Sorry about my voice. The Gators won this weekend. They beat Texas. They knocked off a top 10 team in football here in the United States. And I was at the game, and part of the defense, when our team was on defense, we get loud. In fact, we had Texas fans telling us it was one of the loudest, if not loudest, stadiums they've ever been in. So this is the consequence of that. So Bitcoin is limited by its protocol. 21 million coins forever. That's it. And it has a fixed release schedule. What do we mean by that? It halves the halving. It gets cut in half every 4 years. Right now it's what, 3.125 Bitcoin every 10 minutes. And that will be cut in half to 1 point, whatever half of 3.125 is, 1.6 something or 1.5 something. Both have recently hit all-time highs. So both gold and Bitcoin have recently hit all-time highs when priced in fiat, crummy pieces of paper with dead presidents on them. That's because those are devaluing the pieces of paper. So gold and Bitcoin then, by definition, are going up. A lot of people think gold is becoming more valuable or Bitcoin is becoming more valuable. They are holding their value while the value of the dollar goes down. And that was at the time of this recording. Just yesterday, Bitcoin hit new all-time highs and gold had hit new all-time highs, I think, just a couple days before that. So what makes gold and Bitcoin a better store of value? What makes it the debasement trade? Well, you can't magically make more of either one of them. The Fed cannot print more. Congress can't print more. The president can't print more of either of those. Both gold and Bitcoin are money. They're not debt. They're not credit. They're actually money. They fit all of the different properties that you need for a solid and strong money. And they're the greatest store of value, right? Why? Scarce, durable, divisible, and impossible to debase, right? Scarcity is key. You can't just go print more of it or pull more of it out of the ground. Durable, they're built to last over time. They're divisible. Yeah, you can divide gold. It's a little bit more difficult than Bitcoin. Bitcoin's super easy to divide. You can send 1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin as a Satoshi. I think that comes out to the right number. Don't quote me on that, but 0.000001, I think it's 7 zeros and a 1, is a Satoshi of a Bitcoin, right? So super easy to divide and impossible to debase. You just can't print more willy-nilly out of thin air. So for the summary, and this comes straight from James Lavish, I quoted him here straight out of the Informationist. When JP Morgan talks about the debasement trade, they're talking about owning assets that maintain purchasing power when fiat currencies lose theirs. That means assets with fixed or predictable supply. And again, gold and Bitcoin fit that narrative. Guys, it's getting worse. This also comes out of his Informationist newsletter. Here they show that the deficit in 2025 is nearing $2 trillion. $2 trillion. That's the shortfall. That means that they're expected to collect $4.7 trillion in receipts from income taxes and Social Security insurance, social insurance and retirement, corporation income taxes, customs, etc., etc. Yes, the tariffs will probably bring some more in there too. But 4.7 trillion is coming in, and yet almost 6.7 trillion is getting outlaid into things like Social Security that politically just can't be changed, Medicare that can't be changed, health, national defense. I skipped over net interest on purpose because these are getting worse. The deficits are growing and interest rates are growing the worst of the worst. Look at that increase, guys. 10-year interest costs are expected to hit $13.8 trillion, right? And if you look, they're going up very sharply and just started to level out just a little bit over the last few months. That's because of the interest rates being brought down, which has helped the debt interest come down just a little bit on a percentage basis. But this thing's just expected to keep going up into the right. Right now, it's over $1 trillion. Right? Right now, our country is paying $1 trillion just servicing the debt, just in interest costs. Those interest costs are expected over the next 10 years to grow to $2 trillion per year. So that's why they say a 10-year interest cost is almost $14 trillion. That's $1.4 trillion 10 years in a row just paying interest on the debt. It's not getting any better, guys. It's getting worse. And the best way to protect yourself from that is to protect yourself with the debasement trade, things that don't go down in value. They cannot be debased. Gold and Bitcoin. So what's the bottom line? Gold and Bitcoin, they're not competing with one another. The debt spiral is accelerating. You want assets that cannot be debased. You can hold gold that's been trusted for centuries and centuries, or you could hold Bitcoin that cannot be inflated away instead of fiat that's like that melting ice cube that we're always talking about, right? And I quoted Satoshi in this one. It might just make sense to get some in case it catches on. Guys, it's catching on. Everybody and their mother is talking about this trade right now. In just the last 1 to 2 weeks, it has exploded, right? In just the last 1 to 2 weeks, with people talking about gold and Bitcoin, gold and Bitcoin, gold and Bitcoin, gold and Bitcoin, over and over and over again. So it might just make sense for you to get you some just in case it catches on. Although I would argue it's already caught on. Guys, I hope you found mad value in this today. If you did, make sure you smash that like button. Comment below. What did you learn? What would you like to see more of? Share this out with your family and friends so that they can take advantage of this debasement trade. When it goes, it's going to go fast, right? It's going to go really fast when it catches on to some of these slower TradFi people that take forever to make decisions. It's going to go fast at that point. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you don't miss any videos like this or any others that I put out in the future. You could also book a course with me or join the community at gdenarocoaching.com. You're going to see a lot going on there, so stay tuned. I am full right now for new individual one-on-one appointments, so that's why I no longer have it say book a one-on-one with me. It's just, I'm full, guys, through the end of the year. I need to be able to reserve the appointments for people that have been booking them. I need to make sure they can get an appointment between now and the end of the year. So make sure you either book a course with me or get in and join the community. You can sign up for the free tips and tricks there on my website, and you'll be the first to hear about all the new things that are coming down the pipe. And finally, I'm G Dinero. I'm here to help you increase your financial literacy to help put you and your family on that path to financial freedom. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Take care.